درود بچه‌ها، چه خبر؟ من آرمین 320 هستم و امروز با یه ویدیو دیگه از آموزش ازدواج با سارا مورگان کاراکتری در استارفیلد اومدم تا روند این پروسه رو با ترجمه فارسی پیش ببریم. قبل اینکه بریم سراغ ویدیو بگم که من ویدیو رو از قبل ضبط کرده بودم، پس تصویر کوچیک منو اینجا قرار نیست ببینید و اینکه داستان ریزی هم از قبلش توضیح بدم که یه سری داستانا را سارا مورگان تعریف کرده بود. تو مراحل شما اول باید کاری کنید که تصمیمایی بگیرید و کارایی کنید که سارا مورگان خوشش بیاد یا لایکتون کنه این ور تصویر بیاد نوشتارش. کارایی مثل ترحم داشتن، رحم کردن به بقیه، آدمای بیگناه ها نباید بکشید، تصمیم ها درست باید بگیرین. مثلا یه جا میرسین یه شهر خربه، یکی میخواد شما رو به عنوان شهر خربه افرسته دنبال یکی دیگه. سارا مورگان در حالی لایکتون میکنه که شما وقتی رفتین سراغ طرف مثلا بدهیشو خودتون بپردازین اگه پولشو واقعا نداشت یا مشکل داشت. مثل مریخ که میرین تو مریخ و یه معدنچی به عنوان یه شخص میرین سراغ یه معدنچی و میبینین بله اون همه پول خرج الکل نکرده، اون خانواده داره. یا تصمیمایی بگیرین که قانونی باشن، یعنی از قانون بیرون نزنین، قانون شکنی نکنین. نباید به هیچ عنوان به سربازای یوسی یا فری استار حمله کنید، یه تیرم نباید بهشون بزنید، چون سارا مورگان عین خدا میپرستشون. حالا چرا؟ سارا مورگان اگر از ما بیشتر خوشش بیاد، آروم آروم وسط یه سری مراحل شما میبینید که گفته با سارا مورگان صحبت کنید. با سارا مورگان که صحبت میکنید اون میگه قبلا عضو یه ناوگان فضایی بوده، همون فضاگرد یا سفینه فضایی، کاپیتانش بوده و کارهای پژوهشی میکرده و زیر نظر یوسی کار میکرده. اما یکم که میگذره میفهمیم بله اون نظر یوسی کار میکرده ولی فقط یه پژوهشگر نبوده، اون یه کاپیتان سوم بوده، یعنی مثل تیمسار، سرگرد، سرکار که ما داریم، اون از بالاتون یه ناوگان نفر سوم از بالا رو داشته، کاپیتان سوم بوده و اون وسط جنگ کلونیا بوده که جنگ کلونیا هم تو استارفیلد خیلی بهش اشاره شده، خیلی تلفات زیاد داشته و اتفاقا پدر سارا مورگان تو همچین جنگی کشته شده توسط فری استارها. اما چرا سارا مورگان از فری استار بدش میاد دلیلش هنوز پیدا نکردم. خلاصه سارا مورگان وسط جنگ بوده و خب خفتشون میکنن، یعنی بهشون حمله میکنن، بیشتر ناوگانا رو از بین میبرن و سارا مورگان متوجه میشه که شانس زیادی نداره. تمام سربازا و پرسنلش رو در حالی که اون دوتا کاپیتان اصلی مرده بودن تو کپسول نجات میفرسته تا بفرستتشون به یه سیاره. اسم سیاره هم مهم نیست، قاعدتاً تو ویدیو قراره ببینید و میفرستتشون به اون سیاره و خب متاسفانه از نظر سارا مورگان تا برسن به سیاره کشته میشن، تمومشون، بیشتر اون سربازایی که تو کپسولا بودن کشته میشن و فقط یه دونشون زنده میمونه که اونم تو داستان خواهید دید. سارا مورگان از این موضوع خیلی ناراحته و خیلی احساس پشیمونی و عذاب وجدان داره، که نگه نباشی اون زنده میمونه، اون خودشه با یه کپسول دیگه در آخر میفرسته که اینم بازم تو ویدیو میبینی. و وقت زیادی ازتون نمیگیرم، بریم سراغ ادامه ویدیو.
Look, before we head back to the ship, I wanted to tell you how much of an amazing gift this has been. You had to push me to come out here, and if I hadn't have listened to you, the universe would probably have never known about that little girl. It's been a long journey, and I'm glad it's over. You know, this is the second time I've been on this world, and until this very moment I never stopped to reflect at just how magnificent it was. Oh, look at this place. This is the reason I'm out here, exploring the stars. Worlds upon worlds just waiting to have their beauty discovered. Shedding this burden of my past has finally allowed me to open my eyes, wider than they've ever been opened before. And it's all because of you. Perhaps. I suppose we'll both have to think about that for a while now, won't we? Well, I suppose it's time to bid goodbye to Cassiopeia once again. This time, under much happier circumstances. Now, let's head back to Jemison. I want to give those gene tags you gathered to Admiral Logan and figure out what we're going to do with Sona. Look at this. All these people, their entire lives distilled down to names on a memorial. I wonder how close I came to being reduced to just a name. I am proud. I was simply too foolish to realize it until you changed my perspective. You know what? You're absolutely right. I do. Which is why we really need to talk about our friendship and where things are headed with us. Just let me have another moment here, and then we can head over to the waterfall, so we can talk in private. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. It's lovely here, isn't it? I've been from one end of the settled systems to the other. But this place, this exact spot, there's nowhere else like it in the galaxy. I don't know. I'm not sure I can explain it. Maybe it's the strange way that the art, technology, and nature fuse together, or maybe it's because it feels like home. Whatever it is, I definitely feel more comfortable here than anywhere else I've ever been. I knew you'd appreciate it. I usually come up here to mull over some of the heated debates we have at Constellation. You'd be surprised how many decisions I've made on this very spot. actually why I asked you to meet me up here. I was hoping we could talk about something very important. No, nothing like that at all. I just have a lot on my mind, and I am terrible at getting right to the point. Good, because I have a lot to say. It's about my return to Cassiopeia. What we learned about Sona has been constantly replaying in my mind. Maybe it sounds crazy, but that young girl's isolation feels like a reflection of my own life. Don't get me wrong, compared to Sona, I've had it easy. I've spent my life surrounded by all sorts of people. Constellation, the Navigator Corps, hell, even the UC military. Despite that, no matter how hard I've tried to make them a part of my life, they tend to drift away and disappear. I suppose. Well, if that's true, this challenge is wearing me down. Right now? Are you talking about Constellation? Or what exactly are you saying? Sorry, I just need a moment to gather my thoughts. I know you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become close. So, if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, then I'm ready to do the same. I can't imagine being in love with anyone else. So, if you're willing to make the leap, I'm ready to do the same. You're something truly special. You know that? You've helped me conquer my self-doubt, my confidence, hell, everything. For the first time in my life, I feel complete. And with you by my side, I'm convinced that feeling will last forever. You're the best thing that's happened to me in my life. I love you. Always. Always a pleasure. Oh, it's difficult to put into words. Being with you is like, well, a dream come true. Good. Anytime you want to talk about our relationship, God knows you've done that enough times for me. Oh, I love catching up with you. I received a message from my mother a few days ago. She's returned from another one of her sightseeing cruises. Oh, that's right. I haven't really spoken about her to you, have I? My mother lives in a fairly remote location, so we rarely speak. Tends to keep her out of my mind. Sure, when you're younger. But as soon as you get older and they begin controlling your life, that's when you need to strike out on your own. Oh, I'm certain they felt they were doing the right thing. You see, both of my parents were diplomats working under the flag of the UC Administrative Division. After I completed my basic education, they signed me up for a 1-year apprenticeship in their department, without bothering to ask. I was young, and I didn't know better. For my apprenticeship, I was sent to Sidonia. My job consisted of drafting political policies and arbitrating trade disputes. The silver lining of the job was that it allowed me to spend time exploring every square inch of Mars. You have to understand, this was my first time I was alone on another world. Now, don't get me wrong, Jemison is an amazing place, but for me, it was the old neighborhood. Mars was like a new frontier. Oh, I spent every waking moment I could exploring the planet. I was swallowed by it. Months before the apprenticeship ended, I dumped my diplomatic certification and joined the UC Navy. Of course, my parents didn't approve. We had a huge argument that resulted in all ties being severed between us. Perhaps, but at too great a cost. You see, my father was killed during the opening shots of the Colony War. I returned to Jemison for the funeral and reunited with my mother. After that, we vowed to stay in touch. After the Freestar Collective started farming Vesta, and the UC pushed back, my father was one of the many diplomats sent in to arbitrate. After the talks broke down, war broke out on Vesta, and all of the UC diplomats were evacuated from Freestar space. Unfortunately, my father's transport was caught in the crossfire. Oh, aren't you sweet? Always concerned with how I'm feeling. That's why I fell in love with you. Your smile, your caring. It brightens even my darkest days. Listen, I'm going to be completely upfront with you. All this talk of family, it makes me wonder where our own relationship stands. You mean that? You do that? For me? I've been dreaming about this moment and still, I don't know what to say. Yes, yes, of course, yes. I just need a little time to think about the ceremony. I have some thoughts about how we should move forward. You know, I used to dream about finding the love of my life. And here you are. All I ever needed was you, right here beside me. So, I've given everything we've discussed a lot of thought, and I've decided I'd like Aja Mamasa to conduct our marriage ceremony. I knew you'd understand. So, with that settled, I suppose we just keep it a quiet ceremony? Just the two of us? Honestly, no. I respect everyone at Constellation, but this is part of my personal life. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to keep my personal feelings about us separate from Constellation. If anyone else had suggested that, I'd say no. But hearing it from you, I know in my heart that it's the right thing to do. I'll send her an invite and we'll see if she shows. Anyone else? Or will the three of us with Aja presiding be enough? Oh, that's sweet of you to suggest, but I think bringing Sona all the way to Aja's home would be too much anxiety for the poor girl. We need to give her some time. All right, it's settled then. I'll send a message to Aja asking for her to preside over the ceremony. As soon as you're ready, let's head to Paradiso. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I love you. As we were landing, I picked up a message from Aja. She said to meet us at the park overlooking the ocean. Before we go to the ceremony, I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me this is exactly what you want. It's true. Ah, I can see it in your eyes that you really mean that. I love you, and I'm forever thankful to have someone as amazing as you in my life. Now come on, Aja is waiting for us. But first, we should probably say something to my mother.
You must be Sarah's partner. Where is she? I'd prefer to wait to speak until she's here.
It's a beautiful day for a wedding, isn't it?
It certainly was nice of you to think of me when sending invitations to my daughter's wedding.
It's good to see you too, Mum.
I just wish you would have given me more notice. Or maybe some time to get to know your dear partner. I barely even know his name. Oh? She probably warned you about me, hmm? What to say, what not to say, that sort of thing. I hope you realize I'm not as bad as she makes me out to be.
I did nothing of the sort. Just a little talk about Dad and how you and I don't speak much. I promise you, that's all. Anyway, I'm sorry, Mum. I know how this must all seem to you. This was a sudden decision, and we didn't want to waste any more time. We wanted to keep the ceremony small and involve only the people I care about the most.
Sarah, dear. I hope you know that I am delighted to be here, to see you finally get married. It's been a long time coming, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Thank you for coming, Mum. We'll be sure to talk more in a bit. But for now, let's not keep poor Aja waiting.
Waiting until everyone arrives. It's so lovely to see you, Sarah.
It's wonderful to see you too, Aja. This is the one I told you about.
I've heard a lot about you. all of it good. You're quite a catch.
10 seconds in and already you're embarrassing everyone.
Before we go any further, I just want to make sure that you are right for Sarah. She's quite special,
Oh, God. Now you're embarrassing me.
That's called love, my dear. You better get used to it. Well, I've seen enough. I can read people the moment I lay eyes on them. And you're going to make Sarah quite happy.
Coming from you, Aja, that means a lot.
Of course, Sarah. You know I always look out for you. Now, are we ready to begin the ceremony? Very well. If everyone's ready, then I'll begin. It's been years since Sarah, Morgan, and I have spoken. And though it might appear that we've grown apart, I feel that we've become closer friends than ever before. When I received the message with Sarah's intent to marry, and that she wanted me to officiate the ceremony, I was overwhelmed with joy. Not because she had decided to rekindle our friendship, but because she was allowing me to share the happiest moment of her life. I can't imagine a greater honor. And for that, Sarah, I thank you.
I wouldn't have had it any other way, Aja.
Before you present your vows, I'd ask both of you to remember that love is what brought you together today. It is a foundation upon which a structure of trust, faith, and affirmation is built. This structure can be absolutely impenetrable if you both agree to love each other unconditionally, with faith, devotion, and acceptance. And most importantly, to allow yourself to be loved. Remember, there are no other bonds more meaningful than the one you are undertaking today. You should cherish this moment and hold it close to your hearts as a reminder of the love you share. If you both are willing to abide by these words, then you can be assured that your lives will be filled with joy and happiness forever.
That was beautiful, Aja. Thank you.
Did you need a moment, Sarah?
No, I'm fine. But I wanted to say something before you continue. When we stood beside that waterfall in New Atlantis, you told me that I needed to forget the past and focus on what I have right now. I swear, with every fiber of my being, that the past will no longer be an obstacle in my life. And I will honor your words by focusing my affection on the most important thing in my life. You. This is my solemn pledge to you. From deep within my heart, from deep within my soul, for all eternity.
And you? Did you have anything you wanted to say to Sarah?
Thank you. I don't deserve someone as special as you.
You had a gift, Sarah?
Yes. I wanted you to have this as a token of our love. I'm giving this to you as a symbol of the clean break I've made from my past. Oh, it would have been impossible without your help. And for that, I'll be forever grateful.
With these promises of affection and these vows you've exchanged, by the power vested in me by the Articles of Constellation, I happily pronounce you life mates. Congratulations!
Aja, I don't know what to say. That was... amazing. I couldn't imagine having the ceremony without you.
I'm glad everything worked out for you, Sarah. I'm only sorry that we waited so long to reach out and contact one another. You better. Otherwise, I'd have to come out of retirement and hunt you down. Well, you're both welcome to stay here for as long as you like. Sarah, your mother will be staying here with me for a few weeks. We've actually got a lot more in common than I expected. So, I guess this is goodbye for now. I wish the both of you a happy and healthy life together.
I'll never forget this, Aja. Thank you.
Don't worry. I know how to do it. I'll try to work on her for you and Sarah.
I really do hope you're truly the one for my daughter.
Well, well. Back for more, eh? I feel like I'm a better person because of your commitment to gently guide me through life. If it keeps us close, then I'll gladly say those words every time you ask.
I'm happy to host Abigail here at my home. She's quite charming.
خب بچه‌ها مراحل ازدواج با سارا مورگان تا آخرش رفتیم و تموم شد. حالا گزینه‌های لاست زدن رو میخوام بهتون نشون بدم. قاعدتا از این بخش زیاد خوشم نمیاد لاست زدن، یعنی اون وسط هم میشد لاست بزنی باش، ولی زیاد حال نمی کنم. بعد این ازدواج اصلا حس بدی گرفتم، خیلی نمیدونم، اصلا حس جالبی نیست برام. انگار به یه هدفی رسیدی ولی دیگه نمیخواد. اینا میذارم. ممنون که این ویدیو را نگاه کردین و ویدیو تموم نشده قاعدتا، ولی بازم ممنون که تا اینجا نگاه کردین. پس بعد این ویدیو که میاد براتون من دیگه خداحافظی نمی کنم. خداحافظی یا شیطان حافظی؟ بدرود، حافظ.
Oh, my day just got a whole lot brighter. Oh, you're going to make me blush again, aren't you? I feel so lucky to be with someone like you. I'm still overwhelmed you chose to spend the rest of your life with me. I couldn't be happier. If it keeps us close, then I'll gladly say those words every time you ask.
Don't you worry. Those walls are solid. Ain't no...
Sure, go ahead. Absolutely. Sona is clever, and she's proven that she can tackle anything life throws in her path. You can rest assured that she will get the best education and care that Constellation can possibly provide. You know, Sona and I share an interesting bond. We both survived on that inhospitable world, and it drastically altered our lives. Most importantly, though, I'm certain we're both stronger after the experience. There was a particular someone back in my days with the UC Navy. We actually became quite close at first, but as I rose in rank, I became more interested in my career than what she needed from me. I let her drift away. By the time I realized what was happening, it was too late. She requested a transfer, and I lost touch. Anyway, I've dated other men and women at various points in my life, but I'd hardly classify any of them as relationships. As you might have guessed, I tend to concentrate on work and let my personal feelings fall by the wayside. It often drives others away. I'll be here. I wouldn't trade my life with you for anything else in the universe.